Many people blame cheaters and farming bots causing more players to quit CS2, but there is a much bigger problem that Valve overlooked and it's hurting the game's economy. It's the lack of chase items in-game. As you know, online players' count of CS2 has been decreasing for 5 months, and the skin market also suffers a non-stop dip. This year so far, Valve released Dead Hand Terminal and clone stickers with squared ones as a sale, also 2 new skin collections and 2 sticker collections into Armory. Besides all these items, we also got a Deadass sticker capsule in Game Store. Seems there are a lot of items introduced into this game, right? Truth is that there is barely any item in it attracts normal people who are willing to spend in the game to chase. Back when there was a new case introduced into Armory or the weekly drop pool, there would always be a period of mass opening since many people want to unbox a covert or gold with specific patterns like gem knives. As for skin collections in Armory, skins like M4A1's Fade and Be the Monster during time around their release in Armory and the market hype time around 2025 September were also the chase items many players want to redeem or trade up to. Even the first limited edition item in Armory, the Desert Eagle Heat Treated, it also got many people attempting to pull a full blue tier 1 gem pattern, and many people want to collect these blue gems. Then why are the new items introduced into CS2 this year not so exciting? Is it just because of the market sentiment so bad that people don't want to spend in this game anymore? In my opinion, 2 factors in play for these cosmetic items. One is lack of exclusivity in obtaining them in-game. Why do I say lack of exclusivity? Back when we didn't have the infamous gold trade-up update, all golds in CS2 can only be obtained by paying $250 to open a case. So this creates the demand to buy keys and cases in-game or Steam market. But since Valve is facing increasingly more lawsuits around the old case model, they are rotating to terminals for players to open for a chance at a gold or covert skin. In addition to that, they added the ability to craft a random gold skin from certain skin collections by using 5 coverts in a trade-up. So, for players who want to get a gold, they can open terminals for free, but if they actually get a gold in their 5 free attempts, they have to pay the high prices set by Valve's inefficient algorithm, or they can buy 5 covert skins from the Steam market or third-party sites, calculate the float, and then craft a gold in-game with odds that are highly likely to result in a financial loss. The experience is very different from the old case model. Everyone knew the chance of unboxing a gold was extremely low, around 1 in 391, but the experience of unboxing a gold was still attractive to many people with a $250 budget. Because it was purely luck-based, and the reward felt exclusive to the people who actually hit the odds. But now, opening a gold from a terminal is not really something we can call a privilege. Opening terminals themselves is free, and the only real cost of getting a gold result from them is buying the terminals from the Steam market. With more terminals being introduced into this game, I have little reason to believe terminals in the drop pool won't stay cheap for a very long time. After you buy and open lots of cheap terminals, if your luck sucks, you might finally hit a gold, a pair of gloves, for example. Let's say you get the Ultraviolet, one of the most popular gloves from the Dead Hand terminal. Then you find out that the price of the gloves you just got is significantly higher than the ones actually already on the market, or maybe you don't even have the budget to buy them. Now the problem is that even after hitting the odds, you don't feel lucky. To actually keep the item you thought was nice to have, you may have to pay even more money than other people, and that, in my opinion, takes away a big part of the excitement that made the old case opening experience so appealing. Even if you skip terminals and want to do gold trade-ups, Valve built in a wall of friction. For players who want to craft a gold, the cheapest way to get the coverts he needs is to buy from third-party sites, but if he bought the items there, he has to wait for 7 days since all items got from P2P trading have to wait for 7 days before they can be used in trade-ups. Also, due to the trade-up reversal update, if one of the covert skins got trade reversed, he can't do the specific trade-up when other 4 coverts become usable. So compared to old unboxing gold from Casey's experience, the terminals and gold trade-ups are lack of the feeling of lucky privilege when you are chasing the gold item. Instead, you are distracted by many frictions like comparing prices, calculating floats, worrying for your covert's delivery by other players. Maybe big content creators or streamers are still willing to mass open terminals or do trade-ups when the next terminal gets released. For normal players, not many will take getting a gold as enjoyable as before. Also for Armory skin collections, by removing the consumer tier, Valve made coverts roughly 4.6 times easier to drop than old Operation skin collections. So now many people may realize, after the crash of M4A1's fade, from the odds aspect, the covert skins in Armory collections are in fact equal to a classified skin in old CSGO operations collections. The enjoyment of getting higher rarity skins from Armory collections also gets lowered. The same thing happens to Cologne major stickers. After Valve introduced the in-game major sticker shop, every sticker can just be bought with no need to open a capsule. The high prices of holo and gold stickers turn many people away. The later introduced much cheaper fixed-priced ranked series stickers are a slap in face for the only remaining consumers who willingly paid for high-priced stickers while later found out you can buy at a much cheaper price for a squared-shaped one with same holo effect. When you bought a new Cologne sticker at a high price, maybe we can call that an exclusivity, since you are the highest bidder and you get shiny new items just released. But Valve's ranked series stickers are a direct rejection to such an idea of being an early buyer. What's the point of rush if you know there will be a similar one getting released when the major ends? So there is no item really has the same thrill to get as before. Even if we turn to old cases, the prices of gold in them also significantly decreased after gold trade-up. For people who really want a knife or gloves, maybe the best way to get one is buying budget combos on third sites. The second problem is inefficient variants or patterns for the same skin. We all know the hype around Desert Eagle heat treated back when it was introduced, since the blue gem pattern is very desirable. But the later limited edition items like Solitude M4, XM all failed to bring enough attention or demand for their specific patterns. The AK Aphrodite revisited the metallic gem pattern design like golden gems, but visually not appealing enough. Also, the starting price is too high to begin with. For the 2 new Armory skin collections, Arabesque and Spytek, the issue is also existing. In these skins, we are not seeing interesting pattern designs. Although Valve set most of the skins to have a 0-1 full float cap to make factory new more difficult to redeem or craft, I think lack of desirable patterns on these skins downgrade these 2 collections in demand aspect. Let's take Sport and Field collection as comparison. In this collection, in mere spec rarity, we got Alpine Camo USP, which has blue gems that get parts in case-hardened blue. In restricted rarity, we got 57 heat-treated, similar to Deagle heat-treated. In classified tier, the 2 skins Axia and Rainbow Spoon also have interesting metallic flavor patterns. Not to mention the M4A1's fade has different fade percentages. For such a collection, I don't think it should be called oversupply. I think the mass redemptions justify the work being put into all these patterns across 4 rarities in just one collection. Even for collections not having interesting pattern designs, as Trend 2025, at least the whiteout Tech9 has its factory new version float capped at 0.06 to 0.07, making it extremely hard to craft. So, since these two factors significantly nerfed the fun and enjoyment when players try to get newly dropped skins or stickers in-game, no doubt the CS2 skin market is this bad in this summer. Not enough players willing to spend in the game, causing the market less active and accumulating sellers instead of buyers. Why pay that much attention to the skins if even the new ones are not exciting enough, while many old skins like M4A1's Fade are crashing in price? In my opinion, CS2 has added a lot of items, but fewer and fewer of them give players a reason to chase them. I think Valve is making all in-game items less joy to get. Players engage with in-game content to get thrills, not hesitations before buying something. Until Valve restores true exclusivity in whatever ways that could satisfy their real consumers in this game, the skin ecosystem may not see a rapid improvement.